All right, we on. Let them come in for a minute. Let them come in, let them come in, let them come in. Give us some time to come in. Y'all come on in, tap in, tap in, tap in. Come on in. Three jumped on. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. We got a whole lot to talk about. Come on in. Come on in. 5 in here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. I told y'all it was go time. Didn't I tell y'all it was go time? What's up? What's up? The fan addict. What's going on? Fan addict. Where you at, man? USC 16. What's up with it? Damu Chancellor. What's up with it? Darnell Smith. What's up? We got 10 in here. Willis Bowie. What's going on? Fight on. Come on in. Come on in. Mitch. What's up? What's up? Good morning, my brother. Goldie. What's up? What's going on? Jason Oliver, what's going on? Crazy world, man. Hey, it's crazy, man. Look, it's about to be go time. I told you that. Hey, listen, we're about to get into this, man. The SEC created this. You hear me? The SEC created this. Come on in. We got 20 in here now. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to give it about another minute and a half. Come on, about minute, 2 minutes, and we about to go get it. Santees, the Great, what's up? Come on in, come on in, come on in. They coming, they coming. Hey, listen, why they coming? The SEC created this thing, man. I'm telling you right now, the SEC created this thing. We did not want to be like this, but listen, they forced our hand. We got 25 in here. KB17, Big Keith. He used to play linebacker at USC. 85 Rose Bowl team. Keith, what's up with it? Big Keith, what it do? Listen, they forced our hand, man. They forced our hand. Pete Perron, what's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in. I want to introduce my guest. Come on in. Come on in. We got 26 in. Listen, we about to get it rolling. I got 1 more minute. We're going to wait for just a couple more to come in. We want to at least try to get 30. We got 26 in here right now. And I know it's going to be more as it goes on, but we about to get into this thing. We got 27 in here. Come on in. Come on in. The SEC forced our hand, man. Listen, they were trying to create a monopoly. Do you hear me? The SEC was trying to create a monopoly type situation. And they forced our hand. We got 28 in here. We got two more and we ready. Come on in. Come on in. The fan, brother, I don't even know how to get out of here without doing Darnell. Oregon thought they was Oregon thought they was a big brand, but look, the Ducks about to get lost in the duck sauce, brother. You hear me? The Ducks about to get lost in the duck sauce, man. That Oscar, what's up, my man? What's good? Hey, we got 30 in here. We know we got more. Gorilla, what's up, man? Hey, you ready to spank Penn State? Hey, listen. Let me introduce my guest real quick, and we're going to get this thing rolling, man. Listen, hey, USCJ was lost in the sauce yesterday on the road. I couldn't make it back. Listen, my phone was going crazy. It was blowing up. And, man, listen, all this was going on, man. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But, listen, like, share, subscribe, USCJ32 on Instagram. We got 31 in here. USCJ32 on Twitter. Man, listen, I got a special guest, man. Listen, my guest, his name is Kamasi. For those of you who may know him, those of you who don't know him, he's from the city. He's from Los Angeles. He's close to the program. He's close to a lot of players on the program. And in fact, he just interviewed for a position at USC. And he kind of mentors the players, some of the players right now. So he's real close. Big Brian from Alabama. What's up, my brother? What's up, Brian? You the only one. Well, you and me and a couple other ones. Drew, what's up? A couple of other ones. We've been talking about this for a minute. You said go independent. I said move to the Big Ten. But this is Kamasi. He works close to the program. He just interviewed for a position. And I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, my brother. Go ahead real quick, and we're gonna talk about this.
Yeah, what's happening? Hey man, it's a pleasure to be on with USCJ in the building. My name is Kumasi. I'm from Compton, San Diego State graduate. I ended up being a school teacher at John Muir Middle School. But yeah, living in purpose is my thing. And so I've been able to be a trainer for my little brother. I'm an entrepreneur, but my purpose living is training, mentoring, So I ended up going up to USC through Kerry Colbert, wide receiver legend. USC, Reggie Bush. He the one gave Reggie Bush the president name. And so he asked me to chop it up with Jack Jones. Jack was having some issues. He said maybe he'll listen to you. It worked out. Next, he said, man, now chop it up with, Michael Pittman Jr. He disgruntled. He feel like he should be playing right now. He's just a freshman though. And so I began to hone in on these relationships, mentor the guys, train them, moved on to Talanoa Ufunga, a whole bunch of guys. It's so many to Marquis Step, and the list goes on. Munir Malik McClain, the list goes on. So over there being a mentor, I was the only one that had permission to just be around, talk to the guys, had good relationship. And year after year, I'll be introduced to the team. Everybody can have my phone number. So that's my purpose living.
Right. So this is my brother, man. You see, he's a partner of mine. He's connected to the program. He's mentored quite a few guys on the program now and in the past. And so I wanted him to tap in with me so we could talk about this. We could discuss, because he has his perspective on what this Big Ten move means, and then I got my perspective on, and of course you guys got your perspective on what this means. And we want to, hey, look, we want to talk about it a little bit, but we want you guys to come on in and give us the questions, send us the questions, and we're gonna talk about it, man. Dami Chancellor, Compton in the house. Yeah, hey, he said Compton in the house. So look, man. Man, we want to talk about this, man, because this is a monumental moment, man. Never listen. As long as I've been alive, as he's been alive, all of us been alive. All of us, we remember the Big Ten and Pac-12 as relates to the Rose Bowl. But man, you're talking about a whole conference change, man. This thing is really. And listen to this. You guys remember a couple of months ago, I was telling you guys, I said, listen, when the SEC tried to play themselves, and they really tried to, they tried to create a monopoly, and they went on and they tried to say, look, they said we're gonna create our own playoffs, right? The SEC said we're gonna create our own playoffs. So and I said, listen, man, I said I don't understand why the Pac-12 commissioner is going with the SEC commissioner, because he doesn't see the best interest from the Pac-12. He wanted to go with them to try to create some legislation for the NIL, but at the same time, this guy's backdooring you, talking about, we're gonna create our own playoff. So listen, hey, they forced our hand. The Pac-12 commissioner wasn't even trying to see the best interest for USC, man, and I think USC recognized it. I think UCLA recognized it. Kamasi, tell me your thoughts on this.
First, I don't like when people say UCLA and USC are such big programs right now. Let's get that straight. Right now, that when they leave, they're gonna make the Pac-10, Pac-12, into a soft league, because who gonna ride the competition? You got Utah, you got Arizona State, you got these teams that's pushing the line, Oregon State. And out of respect for those guys, I would like to say first, those guys been giving us games throughout the past, like the season of life we in right now. Now, that being said, we all know that USC is a brand that, man, for a long time, it was LA's professional team. We didn't have the Rams. Yeah, we didn't have no Raiders, no Rams, no Chargers. And so a lot of us ended up having an affinity. This was our professional team. And so UCLA, same thing. That being the case, I do believe that the brand of USC and the brand of UCLA is more prolific than other brands. Mm-hmm. Now, if USC, UCLA travel on to the Big Ten, I still think it's going to be some funk and some good playing in the Pac-10. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing. If they make this move, then all recruiting is going to have to switch up.
It's
way they recruit gonna have to switch up. The linebackers, the D line. See, right now, we kind of built for speed.
Yeah.
Guards built for speed. So I think that's one of the biggest caveats about this thing. You know what I mean? Bigger linebackers, the Gentrys of the world. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna have to look like our middle and left side, right side.
Yeah. Well, you talked about recruiting, and that I didn't hear a lot of people yesterday when I was looking at some of the coverage. I didn't hear a lot of people kind of deal with the recruiting aspect of it. And so since you mentioned it, let's deal with it, because that was one of the things that jumped in my mind. And when I look at it from a recruiting standpoint, if this happens now, the Big Ten is going to essentially, they're going to cover. They're really the first national conference now when you're talking about from the east to the west, because they got Maryland, you got Washington D.C., you got New York now market, you got Chicago market with Illinois, you got the Los Angeles market now, which is all, you got the biggest markets as it relates to that. So when if this takes place, well, it's already finalized, because we've seen it. USC has actually posted it on their website. But when you're talking about the markets and recruiting, so those who are in the Pac-12, if you're from California, it's going to essentially shut out. It's going to essentially shut out schools like Oregon, who's dominating in some recruiting. Utah, who's doing pretty good. If you're in California, and even if you look at Stanford, when you look at Cal, those schools right there. I mean, if you're in California, all the California talent, if they want to stay on the West Coast, they're gonna flock to either UCLA or USC, because they're gonna say this is the only these are the only two schools that are gonna represent the West Coast and that we can flock to, that's going to play in these big conferences if you don't go to the SEC, or if I just stay in the Big Ten. What's your thoughts on that? Because if Oregon gets shut out and Cal, Stanford, and Utah gets shut out, it's essentially gonna knock out some of these other schools.
Man, I got this question: who do we play in the bowl games some years back? The Hawkeyes. What conference were they in?
Big Ten.
Yeah. What happened during that game?
We got pushed around.
Hey, the inside situation. Youngest was coming back to the school like, yo, I gotta get my weight up.
Yeah.
I gotta get big. And that game was the motivation.
Yeah.
So once again, we got some movement to do as it pertains to being now. We ain't seeing what Lincoln Riley brings to the table. I'm excited about this new wave, a mobile quarterback per se, more than Jackson Dart. Salute to Jackson Dart, my youngin. And so I'm excited to see what we do this season. We might be able to sit right in the competition of the Big Ten. We might have a better strength and conditioning coach that got us prepared. So I think that those things, that's what's on my mind. The other part that you just asked me, I haven't thought about too much. I just really feel like we're going to have to maneuver into a new looking USC.
We're going to have to.
We might be there right now with Lincoln Riley. So I can't wait to see.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you look at teams like Wisconsin, traditionally, you mentioned Iowa, Wisconsin, those teams, man, Wisconsin is known for just having some big offensive linemen and just able to just shove the ball down your throat. And man, we're gonna have to listen. We're gonna have to develop. And I think we kind of on par with that now, because if you look at it from the time that Lincoln Riley's came, I've been looking at the players. Some of them, like a Rajon Davis, he gained 13 pounds. Randall Goldford, I think he went from 225 to 235. Some of these guys are already putting on weight. They're already so it's going to shift some things. Brian, you said it's going to be difficult for the Cali boys playing in the cold weather scheduling. Hey, Brian, I agree, man. And listen, here's the thing. I think when it starts getting to November and December, Brian, I think that's when it will get rough. Now, you got to remember, like, some people forget, when we go to Utah, when we go to Oregon, when we go to Washington, some of those games, and depending on what time of the year you're going there, some of those games, man, Hugo, what's up? Some of those games are, it's cold out there, man. Even Colorado gets cold. You know what I mean? So as it relates to the cold weather, yeah, I think it's going to be a factor.
Hey, check this
But
out, Brian. I thought you was finished.
no, go ahead.
Check this out, Brian. Check this out, my brother. Cold, man. Lions gonna get cold. Hot, Lions don't get hot. So all praise to God. It depends on your mentality. You soup the goon up, soup his mentality up, man. You know what I'm saying? When your spirit is intact, spirit run it, spirit over body. So that being said, depending on the coaching that they receiving, man, shoot, this the jungle. We don't feel nothing but victory.
So let Brian, all those who are just coming on, this is Kamasi. He's close. This is a partner of mine. He's close to the program. He's close to some players. He's mentored. He said Michael Pittman Jr. You named a few of them. You got quite a few of them. Jack Jones, who used to play with USC. You got quite a few, man. And listen. We want to put our spin on this. We want to take some questions. And we want to, but listen, here's the main reason. We got to understand, Brian, we could have gotten an independent. I think we could have gotten an independent deal. We could have made our own schedule as well. College football with Jonathan. What's up, Jonathan? What's going on, bro? I think we could have did the same thing as well. But listen, when you look at the revenue that's about to be generated, and part of the deal is USC is still going to play. From what I was reading, they're still going to play Notre Dame and UCLA. They made that part of the package deal, as well as it looks like at SoFi Stadium in LA. It looks like that's where they're gonna hold the Big 12 championship. Believe it or not, that's crazy. The Big 10 championship, which is incredible, man. So you man, you talking about a whole shift right now, man. This thing is getting real tricky, but we got to understand the reason for them guys doing this, man. I see fam on the website. Was out driving when I saw the invite. Oh, okay. Hey, listen. So check this out. We got to look at it from a TV perspective. The Pac-12 network, most of the alumni from USC cannot even see the games from around the world. I think the Pac-12 network is only televised through DirecTV or something. Come on, man. We in the Stone Age. You got the Big Ten with Fox. Then you got ESPN and the SEC network. You even got the ACC network. The Pac-12 is starting to get lost in the sauce, man. Justin, what's up, my man? What's going on? Hey, my partner in New York, Justin, what's up? Hey, so you know they get lost in the sauce. So we got to look at it from that perspective. In USC, this was more of a business decision, and so the TV rights now. They said Ohio State, the new TV rights is getting ready to come up. It's supposed to be one of the biggest, like a $1 billion. I think it's going to exceed that now that they're moving to the Big Ten. And you talk about the major money that's about to be coming to. We got 50 people in here now. The major money that's about to be coming to the USC as a result of this, man. It's crazy, man. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Man, if you asking me, that's a great point, and that's something that I haven't thought about. When John Walker was speaking, I like his point, his perspective as well.
Yeah.
And so, man, when you just talking about business and business decisions, you right on. That's a great point. There's no disputing about it. You know, one thing I'm interested to see, what if this squad, you know what I mean? What if they end up laying the egg first year? You know what I mean? I'm not saying the move is contingent upon how great they are, but I'm so excited to see what Lincoln Riley brings to the table. And so it is a foreign terrain. You didn't move to the West Coast. You didn't move to the middle of the hood, Menlo, Crip, Hoover, Crip, Brim, Blood. You know what I'm saying? You didn't move. It's for the homelessness down the street. You know, sometimes when you move to a different location, sometimes you can't get your footing. I know when I transferred, I wasn't the same dude. I had to get my foot. You know what I'm saying? And so I can't wait to see what happens I can't wait to see what happens at the start of the season. I feel like we championships right now. I feel like we national champs right now. That's how I feel. I feel like we for sure Pac-12 champs right now. But I wonder what will happen if we lay an egg. We just spend all this money, this NIL money. What happened if these eggs start laying? These big old bags get spilt on the floor. You know what I mean? I wonder what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna be all right with it, man. I think I think we're gonna be good, man. And we got to put our big boy pants on right now. I don't know if Coach Lincoln Riley actually knew about none of this, but this situation, man, is this is major, man. And man, West Coast Simone, recruiting is a double-edged sword. SC would be. Listen, this is my main point too. I think USC. I agree with you. I think USC is going to benefit like never before with this, man. From the perspective of you got people like that were maybe like a Francis or a Mateo. You got these guys that were just kind of weighing their decisions out. I think this one thing alone could really eliminate schools like Oregon out of their decision, in my opinion, because they're probably thinking like, look, if Oregon doesn't come with them to the Big Ten, and coincidentally, I've heard that Washington and Oregon just applied to get in the Big Ten. We've yet to hear any. We got 56 in here now. We've yet to hear any decision that has been made as it relates to those two schools. But if those two schools get locked out, and I'm gonna tell you why it benefits USC and UCLA, and how it won't benefit. I think it will benefit USC and UCLA from a scheduling perspective. They'll have a couple of schools still. John Walker, what's up, my brother? John Walker in the house. What's up, man? What's up? I think they will benefit from a scheduling perspective. It'll alleviate some of that travel, the aspect of just traveling far away just so much. If you have Washington and Oregon to come over there with them, you can say, look, we're going to schedule those guaranteed games for the West Coast and keep that like that. And then it'll alleviate, I mean, even if it's just a 2-game type of deal, it'll alleviate some of that travel, man. So man, listen, we got a lot, man. It is a lot on the table. But as it relates to recruiting, I think that when you look at Mateo and people like Francis, if there were some of those guys were considering Oregon, if Oregon doesn't get the bid to go inside of the Big Ten, I think they're gonna get lost in the sauce simply because people like Mateo say, look, man, if I'm not gonna be able to play some of these big schools, man, hey, I might as well just stay and go to USC. Let me take some of these questions. Oscar, do you think the long flights will affect the players and games? Man, I think, man, that's a lot of traveling, man. That is a lot of traveling, man. When you constantly, what you think, Kamasi? I think that's a lot of traveling, man. A lot of wear and tear.
It's the same thing. It's about your spirit, man. Right now, man, it's about your spirit, man. I don't want to talk about myself, but I'm off a couple hours of sleep. And when I was in Nevada, for all them days, I slept 7 hours total in 3 days. Man, it's about your spirit. That mess don't matter. So the spirit that you rock with gonna run it. That's why it's important to have character building, mentorship, build the heart, build the manhood. And so when you ready to run through a wall for your coach and your brothers, man, the spirit, ain't nobody care about no trip. But you made a great point. I want to chime in on this. It's a youngin named Dalen Austin. I've been blessed to train he and his brother Alex Austin since youngins. And Dalen Austin, he ends up, committing to LSU. Now I see some Michigan stuff on this. I don't know what they did. I like how they moving. Now, he might have committed to LSU, even though he got the USC offer based off of what you're saying. But I'm one of the top corners in the nation. I want to go to where where the competition is the best. And I don't want, when I get drafted, I don't want nobody to say, well, shoot, can he do it against the top competition?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's going, I mean, to me, that I didn't hear a lot of people talking about this, but to me, that was one of the things that jumped out at me. Like, if Oregon and Washington, they just applied, I told you guys, they just applied to get in the Big Ten. But if they don't get the granted to be in the Big Ten, I feel like, man, this could really swing. And then you got to look at Cal and Stanford. All the California schools, it's only going to be USC and UCLA as it relates to those who are going to be playing top California schools, man. So man, this is really going to be something to see, man, because this could, and if they want to say, look, we're going to make the California schools good so we can go compete with the Big Ten, they're going to flood USC and UCLA. And they're going to say, look, let's stack the talent from the West Coast, which is what we should have been doing all along anyway. You know what I mean? So UCLA gonna are at 323. UCLA gonna get a big name coaching. Yeah, they probably are, man. It's a possibility, but I think Chip Kelly could do it, man. If he got the right players, man. I think Chip Kelly can do it, man. USC 16 again with this Lincoln nonsense. I don't know. You talking about? Yeah, I see him. Yeah, that's an Oklahoma fan. Robert, what's up? What's up, man? Hey, let me read his comment. Robert, let me address your comment. You know Lincoln is big mad. No, he's not big mad, Robert. Hey, he thought he would have had it made sitting there on the easiest cut. Listen, Robert, listen. It's go time, man. We're not worried about all the old stuff, man. We moving and grooving with it, man. We're not worried about it. We appreciate you tapping in, but we're not worried about it. Lincoln got the best talent right here. KB17, Keith. I heard Stanford program will fold if at Stanford. Listen, man, Stanford, they better go independent, man. I think Stanford's gonna have to go. Cal might as well join the Mountain West, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They might as well get in there with San Jose State, Boise State. Hey, listen, man. Hey, in Oregon, hey, look, man, Oregon might as well join Conference USA if they're not gonna get up. You know what I mean? Because hey, Oregon is about to be lost in the sauce, man. Do you hear me? They're about to become straight up duck sauce. Do you hear what I'm saying? Oregon about to be duck sauce, man. Because listen, if they don't come on board, it's over. It's over for Oregon, man. Hey, they might as well. I wouldn't mind even seeing it. And I would expect to see transfer portal for Oregon 500 players, man. Straight up. So you guys in the comment section, let me know what you think. Go Bucks. Hey, we got some Ohio State fans in here. Hey, listen. We got 56. Hey, Ohio State fans, we appreciate you tapping in, man. Listen, hey, we're going to strap it up, man. Hey, it's going to be go time, man. Brian Jenkins, SC should have left the Pac-12 a long time. I said the same thing. Same year they stood by and allowed the NCAA to put those cuffs on us. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. So listen, for those who are just coming in, we got 54 in here right now. Those who are just coming in, I got my man Kamasi with me, man, a partner of mine, works close to the university, close to some players. Just interviewed for a big position there, and so he has a lot of knowledge of the program. He works close to the program, and he, he has some good insight as relates to this, man. And so, hey, send those questions on. And man, hey, listen, the Pac-12 commissioner played himself, man. He played himself. And didn't he just come from the MGM or the Mirage? Where did he come from? He just came from somewhere in Vegas. He was a big time, I think he was over one of those casinos or one of those places in Vegas. And this guy hadn't been on the job that long, but man, you try to go hand in hand with the SEC commissioner for this NIL stuff, man, and you played yourself when you weren't. If you would have showed some immediate impact as relates to the protecting us as a program, I don't think we would have been seeing this. But man, the SEC has really kind of backhanded you, man, and backdoored you. And as a result, man, listen, we had to save the spot. Kamasi, what you got to say about it?
Man, first, I want to say salute to the brothers, man, John Walker, Kerry Colbert, the Trojan warriors that paved the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That really created the spirit that we still riding off of now. You know what I mean? Much love and respect to Reggie Bush. A lot of guys go to USC still based off of Reggie Bush. And so, man, salute to these characters. Kerry Colbert is a wide receiver coach that brought in Drake London and the likes. And I think that without guys like these people who are into your manhood, into your growth as a person, you don't have a big component of football. You don't have the willingness to be able to have that gusto, to have that heart, to even find your why, find your purpose. And a lot of us are playing out of purpose. A lot of us, football is our savior for our family and our mother. And so we're willing to sacrifice our well-being for football. So salute to those men who paved the way. And so, man, I just believe that this is an exciting time. Crazy. I can't wait till God want to go to the first USC game and see the product on the field live. I can't wait to see what we do, God willing. We make a big splash and then keep on rolling. Like I said, I believe that we national champs right now. But
Yeah.
national champions, that means national champ. That means the best spirit. That means the best character. That means the best men, the best coaches, the best program. And I really believe that this program is in that right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. So I'm like you. I believe that we are already national champions. And man, you know, we've already had the excitement with Lincoln Riley coming. And my God, you put this twist on this thing, man. Listen, I could have did I was driving yesterday. I could have did backflips all on the highway. How about my car? How about get it, man? Because I mean, this thing had me really going, man. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was like, man, and listen. Coincidentally, USC and UCLA had to, yesterday was the deadline to notify, because the contract is getting ready to be done with in 2023. So yesterday was the deadline to notify a school, you know, the commissioner, if you're going to return to the program. And they did it at the last minute. And apparently this thing has been in the works. This thing has really been in the works, man, for a minute. And this is exciting. It's a different type of, man. We're in a different type of era, man. And listen, let me tell you, Robert, OU fan, man. He says he was at OU for 5 years and no one told him about the move to the SC. Robert, we moving and grooving, brother. We moving and grooving, man. We're not looking in the past. You're over 1,000 subs. Where's the super chat? Man, I'm about to find out about all that in a minute, man. We about to get all that going in a minute. Matter of fact, I'm about to get ready to set some stuff up. Well, we're gonna start taking some live calls, man. And that's where we're about to be at with this thing. We got 62 in here right now. So this contract was getting ready to end, man. It was getting ready to end, and so it is getting ready to end. And so at the last minute, USC and UCLA made a power move, man. They made a power move yesterday and just said that that they're going to go ahead and check out of here, man. In fact, I think Wednesday night you have 14 presidents from the Big Ten that went ahead and voted. 14 presidents. So this thing was, I mean, and it was like a sweeping vote. They said, yeah, man, bring on that brand, man. USC, UCLA, man, and that Los Angeles market, man. You don't get no better than that, man. You know, so Kamasi, what you got to say about that? You guys come in with the comments. Oregon and UW are next. Go ahead, Kamasi. We'll speak to that.
Yeah, when you're talking about brand, UCLA, USC are some of the biggest brand names in college football.
Yeah.
Best marketing, some of the most prolific players, a lot of Heismans, a lot of professional players, i.e. schools. And so it all makes sense. And really, when you think about it, I guess these conferences got, I don't know the history of it, but they got bunched into each other based off of what? Demographic, style of play. You know what I mean? And as it seems, that is what the deal is. You have, you know, a lot of air raid style from Pac-12, Pac-10. You know what I mean? You got a lot of pound them from the Wisconsins of the world. You know what I mean? And glory be to God. In this situation, here it is kind of taking away that college demographic, that college niche, and it's like, you know, your professional team versus ours. When you get into the pros, this demographic is dissipated. And so I'm excited to see what happens when you just put athlete versus athlete as opposed to this theme of athlete versus that theme of athlete. Yeah,
absolutely. And we've seen what happened when Oregon went down there last year and beat up on Ohio State at Ohio State last year. And listen, USC got a far better offense than that. And it's about to be go time. Listen, look, I see all these Big Ten people in here right now. And let me serve notice on you right now. Listen, USC is gonna bring the hammer to you, baby. Do you hear me? USC, and don't forget, I'm not representing UCLA. You remember what UCLA did to you remember what UCLA did to LSU at the beginning of the season. So all those who think we don't have nothing in the trenches, don't think we have nothing to offer. Guess what? It's go time. You're gonna be in for a rude awakening, and I promise you that. You talk your talk, hey, walk your walk. Cause ready or not, here we come, baby. Hey, we coming. So listen, I'm about to give you some numbers. Joshua, USC, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Michigan, Penn State. We're going to be in a quality. Hey, we are, man. I mean, you got Arizona is starting to get lost in the sauce. Arizona State getting lost in the sauce. Colorado getting lost. I mean, it's just been kind of a downhill type of thing, man. And it's crazy. All that Pac-12 after dark, man, on the Pac-12 network. Like, who else can see that in the world, man? You can't have that type of exposure and limit yourself like that and think that it's going to be a win-win for your conference, man. I mean, as a conference commissioner, you got to be able to have the ability to see past that and say, look, I got to do what's in the best interest of my conference, and we got to go another route. But this thing wasn't really hitting on nothing, man. So listen, this is crazy because when you look at it from a Big Ten standpoint, I'm going to give you this real quick. The Big Ten West. This is what I think is going to happen. The Big Ten West has Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, Northwestern, Purdue, and Wisconsin. USC, UCLA is supposed to be going to the Big Ten West. And I think they're going to move 2 teams over to the Big Ten East. The Big Ten East has Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State, and Rutgers. So we'll be in the same division as Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, Northwestern, Purdue, and Wisconsin. What you guys think about that? Tell me what you guys think about that. What you think, man?
Man, yo. What just came to mind? What'd happen if, let's say, Oregon, for an example, who's well-versed in NIL tactics, ends up getting the best NIL system in all of college football. They remain in the Pac-10 and end up gaining recruits, the biggest recruits, based off of the best NIL system. That'd be a shakeup as well. So then you have these great players that could be in the Big Ten with USC, UCLA, and the likes, but they end up staying in the Pac-10 based off of the best NIL program coming out of, like, let's say, a school like Oregon, which is like most likely the most probable spot that have a best NIL system.
I get it, and I told you guys a while back that money talks. But here's what I think the rubber meets the road with that. I think when you talk about competition, if Oregon doesn't get in this conference, Oregon and Washington don't get in this conference, I don't think nobody really want to, play in the Mountain West. I don't think they want to play. I don't think they want to play in, John Walker. This is sincerely a trickle-down effect and byproduct of such poor leadership over the past decade in the Pac-12 under the new leadership. I do believe the Pac-12 became relevant again. Just John Walker, you guys remember him. I had him on my show, 2-time national championship under Pete Carroll. And man, yeah, you echoing some of the same things, John, that I said. Actually, John was going to come on with us today, but he couldn't make it. But you're echoing some of the same things that I'm saying, man. I think it was poor leadership, man. USC handled sports because you look at what the SEC was doing, man. The SEC, they were doing just some crazy stuff. They're trying to become, and you remember what the SEC said when I read this thing when it first came on. He said, the article said, where there's smoke, there's fire, when they were talking about having their own playoffs. So they really were trying to make a power move. Now, what this does is you got USC and UCLA. The landscape of this conference now has changed. Dynamics of this conference has changed. And now you're going to have a super competitive conference. They want to have their own playoff. Guess what? You can't, John Walker. And USC is NCAA athletic. Absolutely. And in my opinion, the rest of the country should understand what the Cardinals, absolutely. And I think the Big Ten, I think you want to respond to that. I don't know if you can see that, Kamasi John's comment. He says, and if USC is NCAA athletic royalty and get under, I'm reading 2 different comments. Opinion of the rest of the country should understand what the Cardinal goal. You want to respond to that?
Yeah, my response is this. That football is football in a sense. Football is football in a sense. Humanity is humanity in a sense. And so, you know, you can only be so big in a sense. You know what I mean? From let's say from 4 feet to 8 feet tall. In retrospect, depending on the which, you know, the plane that you're talking about, those things are not relevant. When you're talking about basketball, okay, it makes all the difference. But the point that I'm really trying to make about football being football is that if you put a 170-pound, 6-foot player, you know what the deal is. You know what I mean? You was 220, 6 feet 220 in high school, Jay. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I don't know if a torpedo 170-pound guy from Dominguez High ever gave you the business on a hit, fearless. You see what I'm saying? So football is football, depending on your heart.
Yeah.
So to me, like my honest opinion about it is all of this is about the spirit that these men receive from the men in their lives. And so, you know, basically, you know what I mean? Of course, there's extreme examples, but we're talking about college football and a demographic. We're talking about Division I, so the variables kind of dissipate away. So that's how I really feel. That's why I feel like USC right now could win a championship. Why is that? Different spirit in, different buy-in in, different excitement, different run through a wall spirit in. You know what I'm saying? With all those different things going together, then this man versus that man, you run a 4.6, you run a 4.4. That's the difference of that. You know what I mean? Velocity, density, spirit. To me, it's all about that.
Yeah, man. And so I'm with John on this, man. And he even, man, John is putting these comments in here seriously, Big John. He said, now we have an opportunity to get out of under the rock of obscurity and show the rest of the country. Is that I think so, man. I think so. And listen, we know what the last regime did, man. It took this program to a downward spiral type thing. But here's the thing, and I told you guys this a while back. I gave you these numbers. Since 2015, Fox Sports put out a list that USC, you had Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, USC, Texas A&M, and LSU. Those teams right there would have been able to maintain. USC out of all colleges programs, USC has had the most 5-stars, and that just shows you the dominance and how powerful the program is since 2015. And so now I think this thing is going to really skyrocket and go absolutely crazy right now, because everybody going to say, listen, this is what's happening right now is putting USC on a whole. They already been on a whole nother level. I sat there and listened to the Big Ten conference last night on the Big Ten network as I was out and about. And man, the praise and the prestige that how they perceive USC is like on another level, man. Just to hear these guys talk about USC and be able to hear their comments and how they relate to it, it's like, man, USC is really big stuff. And so if they're thinking about it like that, think about how recruits and think about how other players, think about how other people are thinking about USC now, and then even you couple that with UCLA. I think USC is going to gain from this. And they, like I said, they've already had the 5 stars, but now I think players are going to start flooding to the University of Southern California, man, like never before, man. I think, man, what you think?
I think people like John Walker know best. But when it comes to this statistic that you said, since 2015, when did Reggie Bush play at USC? And so, to me, Reggie Bush, Troy Polamalu, the legends, Willie McGinnis, the legends that went to USC have a ton to do with why these players choose USC.
Exactly.
And so with that being the case, how much is that attributed to a single player as opposed to the brand? And so then besides that, there's a situation that occurs when we have this NIL situation coming in, and money trumps my mind state money trumps my concept over legend. Yeah, the legend Reggie Bush is cool, but Oregon offering me, you know what I'm saying? Reggie Bush and Troy Polamalu my favorite player, but I'm going to Oregon because they offer me the biggest bag. So it's a total shakeup.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the NIL, you know, all this started, the NIL, the transfer portal, all this really kind of started. And I think, I think when all this started happening, and then you see Nick Saban, when he get up there and deal with Texas A&M coach, the way he dealt with them, you started to see like a lot of, you know, because this was all NIL driven. You started to see a lot of little shakeups, and I think this is what kind of drove the SEC president to talk about his own playoff, because this is all, I believe, NIL driven. You start to see the balance in the power when you got places like I said before, Louisville, Nike with Oregon. You start to see that money shift, and so I think because of that, I think they started to say, okay, we're gonna get our own playoff, because they understood that you're gonna have straight balance of powers in different locations, and as a result, we want to now we want to. It's like that. I think Brian mentioned this one time. We want to get our ball and we want to go play somewhere else. How they used to say when you back in the day. But when I was growing up, we used to play football, throw a tackle in the hood, and look, somebody didn't like what was going on. He said, "I'm taking my." We were playing with his ball. Yeah, he said, "I'm getting my ball. I want to go play somewhere else now." That's how the SEC was doing, because they said, talking about the money like you talking about, they started taking their money and go somewhere else with it. But now the Pac-12 and the Big Ten recognized that, so they said, okay, now we're gonna jump in, we're gonna make a power move. You want to do that? Hey, look, you playing chess, but we playing checkers. You hear me? You playing chess, we playing checkers. And so now we see all kinds of stuff driven all back to, and it stems back to transfer portal, NIL, and the balance of power. Now you're gonna get these two mega conferences, I believe, man, because you're gonna have the Pac-12 being done with. You want the Big 12? I don't know. It's a possibility you can have three main conferences. We'll see what happens with the ACC. It looks like Clemson. I don't know if Clemson's gonna go to the SEC. The next best brand, I think, is North Carolina there. North Carolina and Clemson. So, man, I don't know how this thing is gonna work out. You guys shoot. We're gonna get ready to shut it down. You guys shoot some of these questions, man. What you guys think about this, man? How do you think this is? Before we close down, how do you think this thing is gonna work out as it relates to all the conferences? Do you see the Pac-12 still being alive? You see the Big 12 still being alive? And coincidentally, do you think the Big 12 moved too fast by getting BYU, Cincinnati, Central Florida? Do you think they moved too fast and should have waited? DM49, what's up? I didn't get an alert, man. DM, I don't know why you didn't get an alert, man. Hey, but you're here now, man. What's up with it, brother? Hey, so how do you guys think what's going to happen as it relates to conference? Walter Clark, the Big Ten is not interested in Oregon. Do want Notre Dame. ACC got Miami. Yeah, I forgot about Miami. So Miami, Clemson, and North Carolina. I think those are only three brands that are going to be able to do something as it relates to moving. I don't know if they move to the Big Ten or if they move to the SEC. Big 12, John D. Big 12 and Pac-10 just became part of the group of five. Man, so I don't know, man. So you guys hit me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. This is major. And listen, with this new realignment, if the Big Ten had 26 Heisman plus one, I'm gonna say Reggie, which is 27, and the SEC has 26. We dominating in the Heisman when you put these two conferences together, opposed to the SEC. DM, I think the Big Ten will take Oregon, Standard, Washington. Oh, Stanford. You must mean Stanford. Stanford, Washington, and Utah. Man, I don't know what they're gonna do. Man, that's a great question. Now, let me say this. I don't know if Oregon, to be in the Big Ten, you have to be a part of this. What is it called? It's called the AAC. It's like a research type of university. You have to be a part of that. And USC and UCLA, because of their standards, they meet those qualifications. And coincidentally, believe it or not, USC and the Big Ten, they make more money with the AAC than they do with football. This research aspect of universities, the qualifications with it, they make more money than they do in football. Believe it or not, this research is big. I mean, you're talking about research all over the world. So you have to be a part of the ACC. And I'm not sure if Oregon is a part of that. I think Washington is. You guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. Danielle, Alexis, we're doing big things. My boy, hey, no doubt. We need to add Notre Dame, Clemson, Miami with the Florida State. Man, hey, what you think, man? What you think about Kamasi? What you think about that, man? As it relates to the ACC schools, you think they should be added to this, or how you think that? Because it's going to go to two conferences, probably, man. It's going to be like the NFC and the AFC, man.
Oh, that'd be dope. If they do it like that, that'd be dope. Once again, I feel like, you know, youngins are youngins. You know what I mean? Football players are football players, and it's ultimately football. This is a real fun conversation. What I mostly care about is these youth getting their opportunity to get their degree, higher learning, and also potentially go on to the pros, become men. You know what I mean? And so this conversation is so fun. You know what I mean? But bottom line, what I care about is football is a big time blessing, no matter what it is. College football is a big time blessing. I like the NIL because I'm glad that these youngsters are able to get some checks while they're in college. Some will never go to the pros.
Yeah.
And so, man, if it does this conference versus that conference, then I think it'll be more like the NFL. And that's how I feel like it should be already, because once again, football is football. It shouldn't be dictated by a conference or a play style.
Yeah, Styles Horn just hit me and said Oregon is not a part of that. So part of the AAC, what I was talking about. So it looks like Oregon may not even be able to get in there anyway. You have to qualify to be a part of this ACC to get in there. This is like a research type of situation, man. We have to have certain type of status to even get in it, be a part of these conferences, man. You can't break that. Superb ad, without USC and UCLA, West Coast sports and college becomes Division II. That's what I said. I mean, DM49. They're not going to have USC traveling for 4 hours for every road game. Oregon has Nike and brand. But see, DM, like we're talking about, I'm not sure if Oregon will qualify. Styles just hit me. Styles Horn just said they're not a part of that AAC. So I don't know. Maybe they'll make an exception. I don't know if they'll be able to get in. Also, Lincoln Riley was in line when he said about making USC the Mecca. Man, hey, this is really, this is changing the trajectory of college football. Robert Bowser, Benswag, I've never seen a fan base that clings to Robert, how many Heisman trophies do y'all got compared to USC, Oklahoma fan? How many Heisman trophies do y'all got compared to? How many national championships do y'all got? Listen, everybody clings to their past. The past is history, man. You got it. We can't. Hey, those who came before, those who are there now, they paved the way, man. You know what I mean? They paved the way. John Walker, I'm happy that USC, man, now have a higher likelihood to maneuver through the past some of this Midwest, Southeast. But man, I'm telling you, man, listen, you got to understand, when you look at all these sites, man, whether it's ESPN, whether it's 24/7 Sports, these guys are in, the regions that they're in, these are southern regions. And so the bias has been so strong. But the Big Ten carries their own weight, especially through like Fox Sports, man. And Fox Sports, I think this was a lot of people are saying that this was Fox Sports driven. You know what I mean? It was Fox Sports driven. So if ESPN want to handle theirs with the SEC, Fox Sports is about to handle all this. USC 16, just how Oklahoma clings to. Hey, exactly. Bob Stoops. Oklahoma clings to Bob Stoops, who coincidentally got 55 to 19 whooping by USC in the national championship. So Robert, go ahead and take that one for you. All right, 55 to 15. All right, so they cleaned it up. DM. That's the reason they didn't take Oklahoma in the Pac-12, because they were not a part of the ACC. Exactly. And so that AAC thing, man, this for those who don't know, it's just like this research situation, man, where you have to be a part of it. And if you're not a part of it, these universities are not going to get in the Big Ten. I mean, they're just not going to get in. So listen, man, we appreciate everybody coming on, man. We just wanted to kind of give you our opinion on this. And listen, man, continue to like, share, subscribe. We almost been an hour on this, believe it or not. Daniel Alexis, I agree with Kamasi. We are blessed with college football, seeing young guns get their degrees and being able to, I mean, listen, absolutely. Kamasi, right, listen, it's just a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to play this game, man. You got people going crazy. Listen, man. Listen, rules. You can break some rules. You can break some rules such as, hey, if the conference is established, so what? Hey, guess what? It's broken now. It's broken. This is a blessing just to be able to play this game. We get to see something different. Yeah, it's a bittersweet. You're not gonna see some of these teams no more, man. But listen, hey, it is what it is. DM49, bro. Oregon is a part of it. Oh, you're saying Oregon is a part of it. I thought you were saying Oregon's not a part of it. So, well, okay. So I guess that explains why they applied for admission, Oregon and Washington. I thought Oregon wasn't a part of it. I'm glad. Hey, thank you for that, man. So listen, we about to tap out of this thing, man. Kamasi, let me give you some last words real quick. Those who came on late, Kamasi, man, he tapped in with me. He's close to a lot of players before in the past on this program, and he's close to a lot of players that are in the program now. And I want him to get his last words before we check out of here.
Yeah, man. I'll start like this. God is the greatest.
Absolutely.
I believe that everybody should try to find their purpose in life, have purpose living along with what you do to get paid. And I'm a big advocate for that, and I like to help young players find their purpose. I wanted to say that, of course, Brother USCJ didn't ask me to say this. It's just kind of the heart that this brother's channel is something that where else can you jump on midday in the middle of the day, get some USC? We feeling we like to bleed this Cardinal along with the brother John Walker. We live through you Trojans because we are glory be to God. Y'all was our professional team. Like I said, along with UCLA. And I mean, since you got this growing channel, I want to just inspire everybody to continue to like all the stuff that does algorithm movement, the comments, the sharing, the subscriptions, and when he started getting those commercials, make sure you let the whole commercial play. Let him get his bread.
Man, look, Kamasi, man, and this is not gonna be the last time he's on here. We're gonna do some different forms, some different stuff, man, and especially when the season starts. But look, I appreciate you, brother, for tapping in with me, man, and coming on, man, and all those who are connected to this, man. Listen, we on a ride. Jamie Perez, thank you guys for the content today. I'm excited for the USC future. Hey, man. Hey, look, fight on, man. Big Anthony. Fight on, my man. Anthony, what's up? What's up? Daniel Alexis, this channel was great. Love it. Love USC. Hey, fight on. Hey, we appreciate you for tapping in. We appreciate you for coming on. And Kamasi, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. We just wanted to discuss this, man. And this is not going to be the last time. Hey, everybody, man, listen, we appreciate it. Any updates, any news, any recruiting news? I think this is getting ready. Alexis Alonso, OU fan, USC here. Here we come. Absolutely. Hey, listen, I think this is just the best is yet to come right now, man. We've already had some great things coming. Big Brian, fight on, man. Brian said he in the heart. I think you in Birmingham, Alabama, Brian, right? He said fight on from SEC country. Joshua Shaw, USCJ channel, booming. Hey, for sure. Hey, I appreciate you. Wish you all the best. Mitch, fight on. Hey, man. Hey, appreciate everybody, man, tapping in. Listen, brother like me don't take it for granted. Hey, listen, like I said before, to God be the glory. I just thank everybody for tapping in. It's literally becoming like a family environment, man. I'm getting to know everybody. Big Oscar, fight on, man. Oscar, man, I appreciate my man Oscar. He was at the Salute to Troy, man. He put a big tackle. Man, his name slipping my mind. Put him on that big defensive tackle, man. Gave me a shout out. Oscar, I appreciate you, man. So listen, I appreciate Thule. Yeah, what's that?
Was it Thule?
Yeah, it was Thule. Man, my mind, I had a brain freeze. Had Thule, man. Had Thule tap in with me, man. Gave me a shout out. Oscar, I'll forever be great in debt to you, man. I appreciate you. So listen, man, I appreciate everybody. We're going to check out of here, man. We've been going an hour. John Walker, let me say, Kamashi teaches and speaks life. Real talk. Power and love into the hearts of spirits. Everyone connects with the USC student body. Blessed to have him support. Man, we absolutely, man, USC and the players are blessed to have you, Kamashi. Blessed to you to be able to speak life into these guys, man. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you for tapping in. And man, listen, we're gonna sign out. Doc, think about the first team All Big Ten. Man, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. But listen, I'm gonna have to shut it down because I know we ain't gonna be able to get all this thing, man. This thing is go time right now. Hey, it's real deal go time, baby. It's go time. So listen, Kamashi, I appreciate you. USC, Kamashi, stay right there. USC fans, we appreciate you. We're gonna tap in probably sometime. I'm gonna do another forum maybe sometime next week. You know, I'll be hitting you with them daily updates. But until then, fight on, fight on, fight on.